Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So one of my favourite book series ever is the Heartstopper graphic novel series by Alice Oseman. Heartstopper follows our two main characters, Nick and Charlie, who were side characters in Alice Oseman's debut novel called Solitaire. However, you don't need to read Solitaire in order to read this series. And currently there are 3 volumes out. There's going to be 5 books in the series in total. And the 4th one, well, it was originally meant to come out on Thursday the 13th of May, which was next week. But it's come out a week early, and I believe my pre-order is going to be arriving tomorrow on Saturday. So I thought, in honour of the next book in the series coming out, and because the last edition, volume 3, was released over a year ago, I thought I'd do like a little weekend reading vlog where I reread the first 3 books in this series and then volume 4 when I receive it. So a little bit more about Heartstopper. Like I said, it's about Nick and Charlie. They go to the same school, and in their tutor group, their form group, they sit next to each other and they quickly become friends and they end up falling in love, and their friendship becomes a relationship. So it's also all about both Nick and Charlie's friends at school are also prominent side characters, so we get to hear more about them as well. Also, this series is now being made into a TV show by Netflix, which is so exciting. The cast already looks amazing and I can't wait to watch it. So yeah, I definitely think I'll be able to read 4 books this weekend, especially because these graphic novels, they literally take me only about an hour or 2 to read. So we're going to have a fun weekend reading Heartstopper. I've been wanting to reread these for a while actually, and they're such cosy, heartwarming and sweet books, and I think where I'm currently at right now, I need books like these to make me feel good. I mean, we're over a year into the global panorama, so we all need a bit of Heartstopper in our lives. Okay, so far this morning I went to Sainsbury's, did a bit of a food shop, bought a plant, a fake one at that, but that's beside the point. And now I'm going to start reading Heartstopper Volume 1. I don't know whether this vlog is going to be spoiler free or it's going to be filled with spoilers, but let's get right into this. You know, I forget actually that in Volume 1 Charlie starts off being with Ben, they're in a relationship when the series starts, because when there was the cast announcement for the TV show and they said this is who's playing with Ben, I was a bit like, who's Ben again? But to be fair, it seems like he was a bit of a dick anyway. There's a scene earlier on where Charlie helps Nick because his pen has exploded, and Charlie goes to check his phone and there's 4 texts from Ben basically being like, can we meet up? And just because Charlie hasn't responded right away, he's calling him useless and just being really horrible. Then Charlie finds Ben hanging out with another girl. Charlie just decides to call it off and Ben's like, why? And also the way that Nick and Charlie meet is because they are placed in a form group together, even though Charlie's in year 10 and Nick is in year 11. I was wondering, is that a thing in UK schools, or is that just a grammar school thing? Being put in a form group with people from other year groups. In my school, we started off in year 7 with the same group of people, and throughout the 5 years of high school we stayed with the same group. I couldn't imagine being in a form group in year 10 with a bunch of year 7s. I don't know if I'd enjoy that. Charlie to join the rugby team, and when Nick's speaking to one of the other rugby players, he's saying how he's getting along and stuff because Charlie's never played rugby before. Nick's speaking about him, he's just yeah, he's just a really cool guy. And then a couple of pages later, Charlie's a bit anxious and nervous about being on a team because he's like, oh, I'm scared of letting everybody down. I don't know whether they all like me or want me on the team. And he's just well, I like you and I want you on the team. I was like, yeah, it's just kind of sweet, and you can see the feelings are starting to emerge. I've just finished volume 1. It was great. I had a smile on my face the whole time whilst I was reading it. It's so sweet. Nick is such a good friend to Charlie. Even before he's sure that he has feelings for him. He's just like such a nice and caring person, and even though I know how this story continues, this book ends on a cliffhanger, so I will be immediately jumping in to volume 2. That's also my recommendation. If you are wanting to read this series, I would recommend getting both volume 1 and volume 2 to have us both in your possession, because obviously I don't know, you may end up hating this, hopefully you don't, but if you finish it and you really liked it and you think, oh my god, I immediately need volume 2, then you have volume 2 to hand, so you can immediately start reading it. Also, whilst I was reading volume 1, volume 4 arrived in the post. I pre-ordered a signed edition for Waterstones, and it's got a little doodle of Nick in it, which is really cute. Okay Google, set a timer for 30 minutes.
Alright, 30 minutes. Starting now.
Nick showed up to Charlie's house in the rain. Volume 2 of Heartstopper. Again, it was so cute and sweet. Like, the relationship is just so wholesome and nice. It's such like a positive, like affirming relationship. They're both really supportive of each other. Also, a big shout out to Nick's mum, who's an absolute angel, and the Tara and Darcy mini comic at the end of the book is chef's kiss. Also, one more thing, Stream Builder Problem by Dodie. Hi, happy Sunday. So far this morning I watched Caleb and Books and Lala's new video, and I took some Instagram photos. I also watched the new episode of Drag Race Down Under, which was interesting to say the least. But now I'm going to continue reading Heartstopper. I'm going to start volume 3. The plot of the first 2 volumes is basically just Nick and Charlie meeting, becoming friends, turning into lovers, Nick figuring out his sexuality, coming out to some people, dealing with homophobic bullies. You know as well that Charlie, when he came out the year before the book started, he got bullied really badly, and we've been introduced to some of the other characters within like the Heartstopper gang. So Tara, Darcy, Teo and Elle. In volume 3 we're following the gang as they're going on a school trip to Paris, and Charlie opens up a bit more about his mental health, and Nick and Charlie are navigating how and when to tell the rest of their classmates, the rest of their like year groups, that they are in a relationship. I think because of recency bias, this is my like favourite one so far, because I read this one last year as soon as it came out in February. But obviously we've got volume 4 now, and it's hard to see which one is now my favourite, or will I even be able to like rank them and say which one is my favourite. Who knows? I do like this scene. Basically there's a meeting for the parents and students of the people going on the Paris trip, and it's like a trip for both the all-boys school and the all-girls school, and the teachers are saying about like the room arrangements, saying that rooms will be shared by groups of 4 and there will be no mingling between boys and girls, and then the other teachers like, it's not appropriate for couples to be sharing rooms, and Tara and Darcy, Nick and Charlie just like, well, that's fine by us. Now, it's so cute and sweet. Nick and Charlie just have so much like care and respect for each other, and they only ever want to do things that will make the other person comfortable and happy. I think it's just so nice to see like healthy relationships, especially like a healthy teenage like queer relationship as well. In fact, even all of the side characters, it seems like they have like healthy relationships as well. And like I mentioned in this one as well, Charlie starts opening up a bit more about like mental health issues he's had in the past. There's a brief mention of that he used to self-harm a bit, and also about like eating disorders as well, and I think that theme is going to continue into volume 4. I know something's going to become a little bit more serious in this one, but yeah, now I'm going to move on to reading volume 4. than halfway through, but I just thought I'd do a check-in because this is definitely the most like emotional book in the series so far. Like, not gonna lie, it does make you a bit teary, but it's still like very like wholesome and sweet, and it's basically just like these characters really caring and having so much love for each other, and we're just wanting like their significant others to be okay because we don't want to see them like in pain or stress or going through a rough time. But yeah, I've got like the last third of the book to go. So I finished Heartstopper Volume 4, and you know how I said it was already emotional? Well, it got even more emotional. I forgot actually that the timeline of this book coincides with the events of Solitaire, Alice Oseman's debut novel, and I haven't read Solitaire either, so when I finally get around to reading it, I am going to be in for an interesting time. Some really serious things do happen, but it was all done really well and sensitively in my opinion. Like, I think Alice Oseman carried it off in like the best way that she could. You saw things happen from both Nick and Charlie's perspective, and the conversations around mental health and getting help with your mental health was so important and necessary as well. But yeah, I really appreciate this book and what Alice Oseman did to cover the serious topics and still trying to keep the comforting and wholesome tone of the series. And in case it wasn't obvious, I'm giving this book 5 stars, the same as the rest of the series. I've really enjoyed rereading the Heartstopper series. It's made me more excited for the TV show, and I'm really interested to see what's going to happen next in Volume 5, the last one in the series. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I do want to briefly draw attention to some of the stuff that's going on around the world at the moment, particularly in like India, Brazil, Colombia and Palestine. So I'm going to be leaving some links in the description so you can try and educate yourself and help out with these causes if you can. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, feel free to interact with it in the usual way. So like it if you liked it, comment down below if you've read the Heartstopper series, and let me know what your favourite volume in the series is, because I personally struggle to rank them all. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!